So we've had 2 years of supply chain disruption. We've had the COVID lockdown itself, when there was production stopped, shipping stopped. Then after COVID's first wave, we had growth in different parts of the world at different speeds. So we had prices going up, we had a certain amount of speculation, shipping costs went up 4 or 5 times. And now we're in a third phase where, because of the surge in energy prices in different parts of the world, production is being closed or curtailed. Concretely, we've analysed this in our recent communication on energy prices, and we've seen that fertilisers, for example, have been seriously disrupted in Europe, but so also has magnesium. And we have a situation where Europe is over 90% dependent on importing magnesium from China, and when China decides to stop its production for a few weeks, it creates a global problem. So we're having a discussion about this inside the European Union at the moment. How can we avoid this kind of situation in future? Because magnesium is a critical raw material. And we're also discussing this with countries like the United States, Japan, Australia and Canada to see how we can cooperate internationally to reinforce supply chain.
We have a long-standing history of R&D in critical raw materials, and the new Horizon Europe program has even doubled the budget for research and innovation in critical raw materials, which will also be to the benefit of, most importantly, to technologies in this green transition. In addition to that, there's also this critical raw materials action plan that has been published, and with a number of actions, including skills, access to finance, and so on and so forth. And one aspect of this action plan has been the establishment of the European Raw Materials Alliance. And within this European Raw Materials Alliance, we focus on 2 aspects. One, a stakeholder interaction, to really, reach out to stakeholders in the field and trying to understand what's going wrong. Why don't we have this growing metallurgical industry and mining industry in Europe? And then, but also to look into individual or specific investment cases that could make a difference. Now, we hope that this stakeholder interaction and finding funding for specific cases will really boost the sector. And then it will be to the benefit of clean technologies as well as to other sectors and technologies from other areas.
I would say that we have 3 main objectives. The first one is the development of the expert network on critical raw materials. To succeed, we have initiated an expert database that allows us and DG GROW to have access to the most relevant experts on 80+ materials or part of their value chains. The second objective is the update and the harmonization of the raw materials fact sheets. Every 6 months, we are reviewing a set of fact sheets, first by analyzing the current versions and identifying the weaknesses. Second, by convening a group of experts on these materials and collecting new data. The third objective is to support the Commission and DG GROW in the next criticality exercise. The new list should be published in 2023, and therefore the assessment must be done in 2022. SCRREEN will organize 2 large expert workshops, one before the summer and the second one after the summer. The first one to collect the maximum of reliable and transparent information, and the second to validate the data that will be used for the assessment.
So what the SCRREEN project is doing is preparing really the basis for data for the next update of the list of critical raw materials. And the larger part of the project is about updating that data, updating the fact sheets. So if you look at the report on critical raw materials, it has 2 parts. One of it, the first part is the criticality assessment, and the second part, and it's the larger part, is about just data on each individual raw material. That type of information is what we're trying to bring out in a series of working papers that are accessible. So that's, at least that's the hope, that they are readable and then they will be read by more people. So the scope of those is big, the ambition is large, but we're trying to condense those to 20 to 30 pages, as opposed to the more in-depth reports that we had in the original SCRREEN project, which were on the hundreds of pages. So the hope is those will still be useful and will provide insight.